Hello everyone, and welcome to my first garden tour of 2023. So we'll try to make this as quick as we can. We finally got some rain. Thankfully we got rain, and we're about a week out from the wildfires in Canada. Whew, that was pretty creepy how the smog and the skies were really eerie, but thankfully that blew through. And so here's our carrot bed. I've been really trying to keep these watered. I did lose some because it got really hot really fast, but they're starting to really come in well. I don't know, I'm really not much of a thin out the carrots kind of girl. Like there's a clump here, but I'll just start picking them as they're smaller, so they are spread out pretty well. So I'm just keeping an eye on everything. Our sugar snap peas are doing really well. Boy, the boys are quite loud when I'm out here. Sugar snap peas on that side. And then my tomatoes. The tomatoes are doing really well. Everything's mulched in. I do have to say that I predominantly won't prune a ton off of these because I like to get determinate tomatoes. So I just kind of let them bush. Oh, boy, they are loud now that I'm out here. I just kind of keep them going up on the trellises. I'll pick a little bit, or anything that's pointing down towards the ground I'll clip off. So as long as everything's coming up, I actually just leave it. That's these. But I will go through and pick these bottom ones off because they will be pretty useless. But yeah, now that we're starting to get some rain, and I did go through and fertilize. I used all the rest of my Trifecta Plus that I had, and then I made some of my own little concoctions because I have blood meal, bone meal, and worm castings and stuff like that in my basement that I just make. The cucumbers got sunburnt. Honestly, I should come through and kind of pick some of these really fried ones off, but they're starting to really get established now, so they'll really take off here soon. There's my eggplant. I have 3 of those. Not sure if the other 2 will come through and make it, but this one looks like it's doing good. My 1 banana pepper, that's good. I have 3 jalapenos, and all the rest of these are regular bell peppers. On my last video, I did go and buy 2 plants. I see some pests on there, but they'll come up with once it starts heating up. Now, we are definitely getting a late start here. I actually had some memories on Facebook come up, and I had full heads of cauliflower at this time, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. So that just really proves that year to year, every year is going to be different. It's been really cold. I mean, we had one week that it was hot, then it got cold again, and then we had another week that was hot and it got cold again. And it's been predominantly pretty cool up here. So, oh well. Here's a couple cabbages. Once they got some good rainfall, they really stepped up their game. The flowers are so pretty. Got the 2 potted flowers. It's really pretty to look out here and see them. The potatoes have exploded, which is nice. Let's see if we can find... So we're waiting on flowers. For the potatoes, once they come up and they make a big bush, then they're gonna float. Maybe we are starting. We're waiting for the flowers. When the flowers come up, that's when the plant will start to die off. It's gonna start putting all of its energy into making the potatoes. So that's a good indication. After it flowers and the flowers fall off, if you want some potatoes, you can just stick your hands in the dirt and eat them. But I will let these flower, let the flowers fall off, and let the whole plant die right off, and then I'll pluck the potatoes out. The green beans popped up. I actually spread them apart. I still have quite a bit of canned green beans in the basement, so I'll just do enough. I don't know if this is 2 inches, 3 inches apart. Close enough, but man, the volunteer potatoes are everywhere. I do have to figure out a solution to that. Maybe just keep them in the one raised bed and not do it anymore. I don't know, but here's some more cucumbers. They're coming in nicely. More of my flowers. I gotta get out here and weed, get the asparagus cleaned up. I'm just letting that go. We'll start picking stuff come next year. More flowers. They're so pretty. The other asparagus bed is doing well. Look at my giant mullein. So soft. Hang on to your mullein plants. If you get one that's in a spot that can stay there, just let it go. This has such great medicinal properties. You can put it in a tea, and it's very good for lung health and different things like that. I do have a yarrow plant. Keep that there. More flowers. And I threw some of my extras just in these big pots just because I could. We've got the Brussels. The Brussels are doing well. What else we got? Red cabbage is over here. I did lose one plant. I don't know if a bird clipped it off. It came off at the stem, so I just let it go. Boy, these really got toasted last week. So I definitely had to take a TV time out and show you the babies. We got the babies out Friday afternoon. They've been on the front porch with Coco in a chicken brooder for a week, just so they could get established, stay warm, get used to her, and then we put them out here. And can I see your babies? Can I see your babies? Hello, little babies. And she has been such a good mama. Nobody comes near the babies. I think this is such a great way to incorporate the babies into the flock, because she will take care of them and all the chickens will get used to them. I know she does not like me. I know. Hello. Hello, little babies. Good mama. My loofahs, they'll start taking off. I'm not real worried about them. And then I know this is white cabbage just because I needed space and there was a space to put it, so I just threw it in. My broccoli, my cauliflower. I don't know, I keep growing cauliflower and I don't really get great heads, so I don't even know why. I figured maybe someday I'll actually get one. It just gets so hot right here that I think I need to learn how to cover the head of cauliflower with the leaves, because I think it just gets sunburnt. Broccoli. This one's a big guy. I did go through, like I said, and I did one fertilizing treatment, so we'll see how it goes. These are all acorn squash. Some more cucumbers. And here's my yellow zucchini, yellow squash. And here's the regular green zucchini. Boy, they popped right in. I wasn't sure. I put one seed in each hole. And those seeds I have left over from M.I. Gardener, and they're like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years old. And I popped them in, and they came up just fine. They're beautiful plants, so boom. Look at that. We're going to have lots of zucchini. Here's all my Roma tomatoes. And again, I'm just going to start clipping just the bottoms. I'm not going to do too much. Like this one down here, I'll pop off. These are determinate plants. So I'm not going to prune a lot of these, except just like this little stuff on the bottom. See how this is touching the ground? I don't like that. That's where the disease is. That's where the blight is in the soil. So I'll just start taking stuff up and start training this to go hanging up on this, on the trellis here. Oh, this is my huge, huge asparagus. So like these are coming out of the ground here. These gotta go. Take the ones off the bottom. And these are the suckers. Here's a sucker where you have the stem and then you have a new leaf and then there's the sucker in the middle. I'll take the suckers off the bottom because when these grow real big, this will start pushing this down and I don't want that. But once it gets bigger, I will leave the suckers on because like I said, I have determinate plants, so I have such a short growing season. I just usually let my plants just go and get as much as I possibly can out of them and then just let them go. Because by September, everything will be donezo. My spinach plants are coming up pretty well. And I just have a few lettuce. I have a couple other little lettuces coming up. My lettuce. And I don't need a ton of plants because I'll pick. And that's the great thing about lettuce is that once it starts growing, you can cut the outer leaves. You leave the center leaves and then it'll just keep growing and growing and then you just keep clipping from the outside and it's like a cut and come again kind of plant. My husband loves the spinach, so I'll let that grow. Well, hello, red romaine that you went to seed and now you're growing in my walkway. Psh. More sugar snap peas. Now these were the seeds that I kept from my own plant, and I want to say those seeds, I think those seeds were like at least 5 years old, so they still did pretty well. I did buy an oregano plant, so I'm going to let that get established. My sage is going nutso. I put little tiny basil seeds. I can't remember which kind. And more little basil seeds. But I did buy a basil plant, so I'll start using that. This is my time. I should start dehydrating this because see, it's going to flower. And I don't want it to get, let me smell it. It smells good. This probably should really do something with this now. And this is my spot that I pop in a little lemongrass plant and let that go. And it gets really big, like big grass. So I love that. And with the lemongrass, you can just run your hands over it and then rub it in your hair and it helps deter mosquitoes. My chives, my onions, and my chamomile's coming up like crazy. I really should get out here today once the sun looks like it's actually going to come out today and get these heads off and dehydrate some of this. And here's my garlic. So this is what I'm looking for in the garlic. My garlic scapes are starting. And this is getting to be a little bit late, so I really just think it's the weather. But in all of these, here's the garlic scapes. So we're getting close. So when the garlic scape comes up, it's going to twirl around. I'm going to clip them off because I don't want them to be fully grown. They'll take over the plant. And a couple weeks after the scapes are fully grown, that's when we will harvest. So we got about a month or so, and then I will pull all this garlic out of the ground. The onions, I'm going to start going through and weeding. Now is a good time. They got a little stunted because I planted them. Then we got a frost, and then it got so super hot. It went crazy. Oh, see like this? Here's a more fully grown garlic scape. Now, you could cut this off and use it and eat it. It's perfectly fine to eat. Most people do eat them, actually. So this was leftover garlic from last year. So I'll follow the same principle and just wait and pull it up. And here's all my onions. They're coming up fine. They'll take right off once they really get going. And of course my milkweed, waiting for the butterflies. Let's see, I think that's it so far. Like I said, it's a slow go this year. It just is. Every year is going to be different, and you kind of get what you get. So I'm super excited. I'm really going to focus on getting one garden tour video a week out so you can see how everything grows. So stay tuned. We'll see what it looks like next week. And as always, from my coop to yours, thank you for growing with me so I can grow with you.